It's interesting because writing, I've written a lot about surfing.
Yeah.
About surfing. I haven't written all that much about myself. I would put myself in a lot of the stories I wrote about,
yes,
but
you did.
only to provide perspective
course, yeah.
on what was happening.
Yeah.
Not on me, not on my life.
No.
Yeah, it was more on what was happening. Writing about my relationship with my mother, I know it sounds like a cliche, but it was really difficult.
Yeah.
Because I actually uncovered a lot of feelings and emotions that I had never really articulated before. So in a way, it was sort of an exhilarating experience writing this book after all these years. But the thing about, my parents got divorced.
How old were you guys?
I was 11.
So you were still in Hawaii around
No,
that
we
time?
were just, we didn't know. The marriage was already falling apart.
Yeah.
We didn't know. For some crazy reason, my parents decided, well, we just won't tell the kids we're getting divorced. Okay, you can imagine that. So that when we moved to Hawaii, when my dad was in the Navy and when he got stationed in Hawaii, my mom didn't come.
Wow.
And we kind of went, well, where's mom? We sailed over on the Lurleen to Hawaii and mom wasn't there. Well, she's staying behind because of her job. She was a school teacher. So it was a weird thing to have your family break up and have nobody tell you it was breaking up. The other thing that I think, Matt may have had trouble talking about was that one of the reasons it broke up is because my mother was an alcoholic. Mm. And the chapter I wrote about my mom, it starts out, I wrote, when I was 12 years old, I didn't know my mother was an alcoholic. I thought she was insane. Because when you're a kid that age,
don't know.
How do you explain the mood swings and the personality changes, and how do you explain all that if you don't understand? Because I grew up in a Navy family.
Yeah.
All adults drank. That's all they did.
And it was a different time too, by the way, where alcoholism wasn't as talked about, or addiction, and you were seen as defective.
I didn't even know the word.
Yeah, exactly.
All I knew was that alkies were like bums that slept on benches in movies. So I didn't know, and it made it really difficult to reconcile that.